Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So the last update about Unfortunate Love was how Malishka performs the puja at the Obre house as Rishi's wife, even after Rishi and Lakshmi has left the house. Then Neelam refused to eat or drink anything until Rishi comes back home. So let's continue from there. Lakshmi asked Virendra how Neelam is doing, but Virendra doesn't want to tell her that Neelam has gone on hunger strike. Lakshmi says father did not tell her the condition of Neelam auntie, but she knows what is going on there because she heard their conversation that Neelam auntie is not eating anything and she has gotten a big pain because the person whom she gave birth to and raised with all her strength has left her. Lakshmi says to Rishi that she now realized that what they did is entirely wrong, and Lakshmi requests Rishi to go back home because she is requesting him. Rishi tries to explain, but Lakshmi replies that she doesn't want to hear anything because a son is the most important for his mother, and she refused to listen to anything, saying that Rishi is going back home right now, and hearing this, Rishi gets worried. Neelam is sitting on her bed. Karishma says she would ask Virendra about what has happened, but Neelam asks her not to say anything because they will find out the truth when Virendra comes back. Karishma says that Rishi is coming back home, so Neelam can at least start eating this food, but Neelam replies that she will first feed Rishi with her own hands and then she would eat for herself. Grandma comes to Neelam with the worker who is holding the juice. Grandma sits in front of Neelam asking her to have the juice, otherwise she will get sick, but Neelam refused to eat anything until Rishi comes back. Grandma says that she is her mother, so she ordered her to eat, but Neelam explains that Grandma must not try to convince her to eat because she listened to her the last time to stop her from leaving the house. Grandma says that Neelam should understand what Rishi desires for himself and that he is happy doing whatever he is doing. Neelam asks that why did Grandma come and she is insisting on what is wrong. Grandma says she cannot explain anything to her because Neelam does not have a daughter-in-law, so she cannot understand her position, and Grandma leaves. Lakshmi tries to pull Rishi out of the house, but Rishi stops her, requesting her that she must not insist that he leaves. Lakshmi asks if Rishi can hear what father said, that his mother has not eaten anything. Rishi replies that even he is worried for his mother, but his father would convince his mother to eat and he will not go back home. Lakshmi asks Rishi that why would father come here if he was able to convince Neelam auntie. Rishi asks Lakshmi that who is wrong here because the desire of a mother to live away from her son is right, but if the son asks for his happiness, then that is always wrong. Rishi says to Lakshmi that he is not blaming his mother, but he is just saying that his mother is also wrong. Lakshmi asks Rishi not to forget his duty as a son, and Rishi replies that he is not forgetting anything, but he knows that his mother only wants him to come back home so that she can once again get him married to Malishka, and he cannot marry Malishka. Rishi asks if Lakshmi wants him to get married to Malishka, and Lakshmi says that Rishi should indeed get married to Malishka, and everyone is shocked. Grandma is sitting in her room wondering what can she do since Neelam is not eating anything, and if she stays like this, then she will get sick. Karishma knocks on the door and she comes in and she asks if Grandma has called her here to talk, but Grandma says that she has called Karishma to scold her, asking that why is Karishma supporting Neelam in her hunger strike because she needs to convince her instead of supporting her. Karishma asks that why is Grandma blaming her when she has tried to explain everything to Neelam's sister-in-law, saying that they will think of what to do about Rishi, but Grandma replies that Rishi is never the problem. Virendra asks Lakshmi that what is she saying and says that they both do not know how much they have done to get she and Rishi back together as a couple, and now the time has finally come for them to be together. But why is Lakshmi asking Rishi to marry Malishka? Lakshmi replies that because it is the right thing, because no one can stay happy after hurting his mother, and the truth is that Rishi also lost Malishka. Lakshmi says that after Rishi and Malishka's marriage is done, then everyone will be happy. Rishi asks Lakshmi if he can at least take some decisions of his life because he loves Lakshmi and not Malishka. Lakshmi asks Rishi to stop this talk and go back to his house, and Rishi agrees to go back but on a condition. Lakshmi asks Rishi if he has a condition to go back to his own mother, and she asks that what is he saying because it is wrong. Rishi asks if right and wrong is also going to be one-sided, and Lakshmi would decide everything for his life. Rishi says that his mother thinks that she is right and whatever he has decided for himself is wrong. Rishi agrees to go back to his house, but he has a condition. Virendra asks that who will accept this condition. And Rishi replies that his mother and Lakshmi need to accept his condition, and after that, he will return to the house. Grandma says to Karishma that she should tell Neelam that everything will be better if Lakshmi gets married to Rishi, and Karishma is shocked. Karishma says to Grandma that she does not like Lakshmi and neither does Neelam likes her, so how will Rishi marry Lakshmi? Grandma asks that why is Karishma saying something that cannot happen? Karishma asks that what does she mean? Grandma says the marriage of Rishi and Malishka can never happen, but Karishma says that it will surely happen because this is what Neelam's sister-in-law wants. Karishma refused to listen to anything and she suggested that Grandma should convince Rishi and her son Virendra to accept that Lakshmi can never get married to Rishi. Grandma asked Karishma to leave. Karishma leaves and Grandma gets worried sitting on the bed and she calls Virendra. Virendra asks Rishi that what is his condition and he gets a call from Grandma and he immediately asks if Neelam is fine, but Grandma replies that the condition of Neelam has put them in a lot of trouble. Virendra says that Grandma always tells them that God would undo everything if things goes out of their hands, and he assures Grandma that he is coming back soon, and Grandma started praying. Malishka is very excited in the room, thinking that her mother should come so that she can tell her that everything is going to happen according to their plan. Kiran comes there and asks if Rishi has returned, but Malishka replies that Neelam auntie has showed her true color. Kiran does not understand, so Malishka tells her that Neelam has stopped eating and Kiran is confused. Kiran asks Malishka that how is Neelam not eating be beneficial for them because Rishi returning is the best thing for them. Malishka says that now that Neelam auntie has stopped eating, then Rishi will come back and she has even sent Virendra uncle to bring him back. And Kiran prays that Rishi should return and Malishka says that everything Neelam auntie is doing is very good for her. Virendra asks Rishi that what is his condition. Rishi says that his condition is that Lakshmi needs to come with him back to their house and his mother needs to accept Lakshmi as his wife. Lakshmi asks Rishi that what is this foolish condition and Neelam auntie will never accept it and how can Rishi live in this place and says this is an uncompleted building. Rishi tells Lakshmi that he does not want any luxury but he just wants Lakshmi's support. Rishi asks Virendra if he has made any unjust request and Virendra says that Rishi is right to demand for this. Lakshmi turns to Virendra and asks that what is he saying. Rishi says that he will not go back to the house because if he goes, then he might not be able to come back to Lakshmi again. Lakshmi gets worried saying that if anything happens to Neelam auntie, then Rishi will not be able to forgive himself. Kiran is happy telling Malishka that what Neelam is doing will surely cause a lot of happiness for her life. Sonal says she is worried that Rishi might come back with Lakshmi and Kiran says that Sonal always says negative things and she asks her to be positive. Malishka tells Kiran and Sonal that Neelam auntie will not accept for Lakshmi to come back with Rishi, but Sonal, however, is worried because Rishi went against his family and left with Lakshmi. Then Lakshmi might also come back with Rishi. Malishka gets furious, asking that who cares because Neelam auntie will never hear anything that Rishi says, and Kiran says that Sonal has made this good news so difficult for them to rejoice on. Karishma asks Neelam if she is fine, and Neelam replies that she is not that weak and she used to keep the Kavachot fast, so hunger strike is nothing for her. Karishma says that Kavachot fast was a long time ago. Kiran enters the room saying that she heard that Neelam has stopped eating anything just for the sake of Malishka and Rishi and says that she is shocked. Neelam tells Kiran that she surely cares for Malishka because only Malishka can keep Rishi happy. Kiran asks if Rishi will come back and Neelam gets up saying that Rishi would indeed come back and hug her tightly. Sonal asks Malishka if she is fine. Malishka replies that Sonal has said such a weird thing and she is now asking her for the reason for her worry. Sonal asks Malishka that what has she said wrong because since Rishi went away from the house with Lakshmi, then Rishi might bring Lakshmi back with him. Sonal says that she just wants Malishka to be prepared from all sides and she explains that she cares a lot for Malishka because of which she is standing by her side. Malishka tells Sonal that she knows that whatever Sonal is saying is true and that is why she is worried. Sonal says what if Rishi bring Lakshmi back to the house and what if Lakshmi take Rishi back with her if Neelam auntie doesn't want Lakshmi to stay in the house, and Malishka gets worried. Neelam is anxiously waiting for Rishi to come back home. Grandma asks Kiran when did she come. Virendra in a sad manner enters the house, so Neelam rushes to the door trying to see if Rishi came back with Virendra, but Neelam couldn't see Rishi. Neelam asks if Virendra did not tell Rishi that she will not eat and drink anything until he returns, and why is Rishi not here? Neelam says that Virendra would not have told Rishi her condition, and that is why Rishi has not returned. Otherwise, Rishi would have called her standing at the door. Just then, Rishi calls Neelam as mom while standing at the door, and Neelam gets emotional seeing Rishi, and she is not able to control herself, so she goes to hug Rishi, and Rishi also hugs his mom, and Virendra is really sad. Rishi asks Neelam if she is fine. Neelam says she is fine because Rishi came back. Rishi asks Neelam that why would she do something like this, and he asks that what will he have done if something happened to her because she refused to eat or drink. Neelam asks Rishi if he missed her, and Rishi says to Neelam that he thinks about her all the time. Rishi says to Neelam that when she asked him to make a choice between her and Lakshmi, then he got angry and he couldn't think straight, and he took Lakshmi's hand and left from home. Rishi tries to talk to Neelam about Lakshmi and how Lakshmi is good, but Neelam says to Rishi that she doesn't want to talk about Lakshmi. Karishma asks Rishi to take the juice and make Neelam drink it and break her fast. Rishi makes Neelam drink the juice, and Grandma brings Neelam out of her daydreaming and says that Rishi has not returned, and Rishi hugging Neelam turns out to be Neelam's imagination, and Neelam gets sad. Neelam says to Grandma that Rishi might be hiding because he likes to tease her, and Neelam comes to the doorstep and she asks Rishi to come out, but Rishi was not there. Neelam asks everyone if they saw Rishi, but no one saw him, so Neelam realized that Rishi hasn't returned and she was just daydreaming, and she gets sad. Neelam breaks down right on the spot, feeling heartbroken, and she cried bitterly that Rishi refused to come back home, even after hearing that she had stopped eating and drinking. Neelam says to Virendra that Rishi killed her by not coming back here. Malishka comes there and realizes that Rishi did not come back home, seeing Neelam's situation. Neelam is about to go upstairs, but she falls back and Malishka catches her. Neelam loses her consciousness, recalling what had happened and how Malishka has been caring for her, and she falls unconscious again. Ayush is in the car and he gets a call from Shalu. Shalu tells Ayush what happened when Virendra came to take Rishi back home and how Rishi refused to return home. Ayush feels relieved because Rishi did not leave Lakshmi, and Ayush hoped that Neelam will leave her hunger strike and eat something. At home, Karishma asks Virendra what happened when he went to bring Rishi, and she asks if Rishi said that he is happy with Lakshmi and he doesn't care about Neelam. Virendra says to Karishma that there's nothing like that and says Rishi and Lakshmi both care about Neelam. Virendra says Rishi knows that if he comes back here, then he will be forced to marry Malishka, and that is why Rishi refused to come back even after Lakshmi begged him to come back home because of his mother. A flashback is shown. Lakshmi tries to convince Rishi to return to the Oberoi mansion after Virendra tells them about Neelam's hunger strike, but Rishi refused to return, and he asks Virendra if he did something wrong by leaving the house with Lakshmi, and Rishi leaves the choice to Virendra to tell him if he should return or stay here with Lakshmi. Virendra says to Rishi that he did not do anything wrong by following his heart, and he asks Rishi and Lakshmi that he will take care of Neelam at home and they should not worry themselves. Rishi hugs his dad and asks him to take care. Bani and Shalu also hug Virendra, and Virendra puts his hand on Lakshmi's head and blesses her, and Virendra leaves from there and the flashback ends. Virendra says to Karishma that both Rishi and Lakshmi care for Neelam, but he was the one that asked Rishi to stay back with Lakshmi because Lakshmi is Rishi's choice and they cannot force him. Karishma says, "What? Why would you ask Rishi not to come back home?" Virendra says that it is Rishi's choice not to return home and nobody will force him, and not even Neelam's stubbornness. Virendra says to Karishma that you always call Lakshmi as inauspicious and unlucky, but it was the same Lakshmi that was begging Rishi to come back home. Virendra says Lakshmi cares about Neelam and she was worried for her health, but you all are too blind to see Lakshmi's goodness. Virendra says as for Neelam, I would undo her once she regained consciousness. At the uncompleted house, Lakshmi asks Rishi that why did he refuse to go back home. She says this house is uncompleted and there is no luxury or facilities here, so you cannot stay here. Rishi asks Lakshmi not to force him and says that he would only return home if Lakshmi will be allowed to go back home with him, and that is final, and Rishi leaves from there. So now says to Malishka that she doesn't think that Neelam will be able to do anything again because Rishi has refused to come back home and Neelam's health is getting worse because she refused to eat. So she doesn't think that Malishka's marriage is going to ever happen with Rishi, looking at how everything is going. Malishka asks her now if she has taken an oath to always speak negative because first she said that Rishi will not come back home and now she is saying that her marriage with Rishi will not happen and everything she says are coming true. So now says that she is just saying the truth, but Malishka asks her to stop speaking badly and says that she will do something even if Neelam is not able to do anything to bring Rishi back to her. Malishka tells Sonal that she is bearing all her negative talks, but Sonal should not say it in front of her mom because she will not be able to bear it. And Sonal says okay. Neelam finally regained consciousness after a while. Grandma asks Neelam not to do this because they will all be sad if anything happens to her, and Grandma asks Neelam to change her decision. Virendra asks Neelam to drink some juice, but Neelam says that she will not drink or eat anything because Rishi still did not return home. Virendra tries to convince Neelam to stop emotionally blackmailing Rishi and says if Neelam does this, then Rishi will go far away from her even more. And Virendra asks Neelam to win over Rishi with love and not with blackmail, and he asks her to drink the juice, but Neelam still says no. Shalu tells Lakshmi that she had made a list of everything they will need for the house. Rishi comes there and says to Lakshmi and Shalu that he is going to the office and he had called Ayush to bring some clothes for him to wear to the office. Lakshmi and her sisters looks on. Rishi says that he knows what they are thinking and he might have left the house, but he did not leave his responsibility. Rishi says to Lakshmi that he is going to the office as a worker and not as the owner, and he will not claim anything that belongs to the Obrey since he is not in the house. Ayush comes there with bags of clothes for Rishi and he jokes around as he is happy. Rishi thanks Ayush for the clothes and says that he will pay him back the money he used to buy the clothes later, but Ayush collected the bags and says that he would only accept cash. Everyone is shocked and Ayush made them realize that he is only joking and there is nothing he cannot do for his brother. He speaks few emotional words about their brotherhood and Rishi becomes emotional and he hugs him while everyone smiles. Ayush says that he bought the clothes with his own money and he asks Rishi not to speak about money again because he would even be happy to give his life for him. He looks around and says that this house is empty, but it is full of life and vibes because Lakshmi is there and everyone is happy. Later, Ayush tells Rishi that Neelam has brought Malishka to live in the house as Rishi's wife and Rishi is shocked. Okay guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to like this video, share it, and I'll see you all again in my next video. Bye guys.